City stuff, and because it's like cold out and what is it, like fall, still winter, they don't have any of the side things set up, like the chicken on the stick.
Well, you do know.
That's all gone.
No, they're not. Those things are year round. And it's not even fucking winter.
We're gonna Google it.
They're on carts, Shleon.
Google it.
They're on carts.
Google it.
What did you just Google? Chicken on a stick carts in New York City?
No, just saying like vendor carts in New York. In 2.5 miles.
What the fuck is, what's going on back there?
In 2.5 miles.
Heather keeps saying 2.5 miles.
What did you record? He's like a speaking spell?
Snapchat. It's
You guys actually 17 is that where we're going? Alright, we're in Massachusetts. I want to get out of here as quickly as possible. They needed coffee. I made my coffee at the house. So, yeah, we are, wow, I haven't done an intro yet. We've already done a lot of video clips. So, we are going, good morning everyone. Hi, Adam here. Hello everyone. We're going to New York to the Progressive International Motorcycle Show, sponsored by Progressive Insurance. I told Heather if I got approved for a media badge, we would go to the show. And I did. So I applied and I got it's not a very expensive festival or a conference, but I did get approved for a media badge, which means we are going to the show. Well, I am. And Heather and Grant and Shalina are going to explore New York City while I interview people, take pictures of new motorcycles, just do fun stuff. So I'll be videotaping all day. Then I'll try to make this kind of a vlog. So let's follow along. I've got my 60 pounds of gear in my backpack here, my tripod, so should be a good day. Did you need access to the back of the car?
I did already.
Oh, you already got that. Hi, everyone.
He went like this. He said, does it open like this? We're sharing munchkins.
Grant, I fixed your seat, by the way.
Oh,
I fixed it.
We need to get in the car before he asks that.
Is that better, Shalina?
yeah, what'd you do?
Nice.
Yeah, I put his seat all the way back.
I was gonna say.
You're a dick.
Were you worried for like a second that we left you? Like a split second?
Kind of relieved.
There we go. All right, we are here. This is called IMS then, or PIMS? PIMS? PIMS Cup. We're here. Gonna get everything kind of put away here and managed. Get my nice camera out, and then go into the show. Plug the camera. There's KTM. Alright, so we are going over to KTM first. We're stepping by Yamaha and Honda. Ooh, but I do want to see the new Goldwing. Got the Versys Africa Twin, super tindery. But what I want to see here is the 1290 Adventure. Got a little baby Grom there. Dude's rocking the Grom life. It's amazing to me though how much the adventure bike segment has grown. I mean, they are everywhere here versus previous years. So I decided to actually record some voiceover here on out. There's about 12 more minutes of video left, and while I don't have a professional voice recording set up, I did notice that the audio on these videos was just not very good. I didn't wear my lavalier mic. I was recording with the built-in cameras or microphone into the camera, so let's just do some talking, and I'll kind of treat this like it was a normal podcast. So, IMS, it's a traveling show. It's supposedly getting smaller every year. This is the first time I've ever been to one. Tickets are about $20. for a day pass, and you can go Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. This is the new F850 GS, by the way, in case you guys are wondering. I applied for a media badge and received one, which is great. So I decided to drop in I was here for about 3 to 4 hours, which you see the whole thing in about 3 hours, as long as you're not sitting on every single bike. And of course, me with my bias towards the adventure bikes, I just spent most of my time looking at those. Yeah, so obviously I had to get some great footage of the HP4. These things are gorgeous motorcycles. I don't think they're exactly flying off the shelves. I mean, there's probably the initial 50 or so that get sold. There's probably 30 or 40 left worldwide that are still to be sold because yeah, I know Max BMW has a thing advertising to order yours today, even though it's been out for a few months. But honestly, the proposition of an $80,000 motorcycle that it needs a complete engine rebuild, I think every 3,000 miles, it's just insane. So back to the conference, or the exposition. It was cool. You know, almost every brand was represented there. There were a lot of third parties, but actually, it felt like mostly JMP cycles, and then all the brands that they carry were represented. There wasn't a lot of brands that were there solo. So even like National Cycle, Climb, Shoei, Alpine Stars, Dainese, they were all there, but they were all there via JNP Cycles. So I don't quite know if JNP bought the space and then invited reps to come or how that worked. But anyway, back to the BMW booth, GS Adventure 2018 Rally with the Atacama bags made by Mascomoto. Great looking setup. I love the TFT screen. It looks beautiful. Nothing new or surprising there. The F850 looked great. I really loved the colorway of this V-Strom. I think it was a V-Strom 1000. Looked great. It had the GV City tank bag, but it was branded Suzuki, which is kind of funny. But you know, the price of these bikes are affordable. 13.2 is nice. Comes with ABS. I don't think it came as equipped though. The crash bars and the hard luggage were all an extra feature. And one thing I noticed when I was looking at all these booths is almost all of the sport touring adventure bikes have gold wheels. Gold wheels are gold brake calipers. You know, the Africa Twin, the new one, has it. The BMW has the gold brake calipers. There was like 4 different models that had gold wheels. So that was kind of interesting. Of course, shout out to Busa. You got to get some Busa footage in here. These bikes are just, they're the only sport bikes that I feel like I would look normal sitting on one because of the long wheelbase, and I'm just a bigger guy. So really nice. But anyway, the whole show was great. You know, it was small. Definitely a 2-hour thing if you're just breezing right through it. But yeah, overall, it was a nice chance to see everything side by side. I found most interesting the demographics between brands. You know, at BMW, you've got the dentists were in full force, and then in obviously the Harley booth, you've got the old guys with the beer bellies, and then as you'll see in a few minutes, the Goldwing. I love, by the way, this metallic finish on the GTL Executive. The paint has a shimmer to it. It was just beautiful in person. At the Goldwing booth, though, were a lot of like guys you think would be Harley riders, but they weren't like wearing their full leathers. They would just look like normal dressed guys. It's almost like they haven't quite cut over to the fact that you have to wear your Harley gear all the time to be associated as a Harley guy. Yeah, so I had to keep going back to the HP4 because it really is a beautiful bike. The amount of carbon in this thing is gorgeous. Yeah, so I did go back to the F850 because I wanted to see the TFT screen. So one of the reps was kind enough to show it to me. As you see, the Nav6 is mounted at the handlebars, which is very similar to the R9T, S1000, those kind of bikes, as far as the GPS preparation. I think the S1000 XR also does that. There's a Shift Assist Pro, and I was making a point here in the video because there's less fairing, there's less the Boxer engine isn't used here. You can see more of the components. So you got the Shift Assist Pro is pretty much front and center there. Has the redesigned LED auxiliary lights, the cool gold forks, the LED running light at the front there, shorter beak than the R1200, and a much smaller windscreen. This also has shown the LED turn signals, which I don't believe are DOT legal, so they have to swap that out. But that's not the, they're obviously not stateside yet, the F850. yeah, I think these bikes just look great. Now, obviously, they're coming with road bias tires. That's where they're most ridden. This is the G310 GS. So you get kind of a 90-10 tire there. Also, shout out to the redesigned aluminum panniers with the reflector built in. Thanks BMW for complying with DOT standards. I like they had that on display. I'm sure they had to throw that up there for the American market. And I hadn't noticed actually on the new, that was probably a spike, on the new panniers that it's a more meaty top handle and locks. They seem like they're thicker than the ones I had on my 09. Yeah, so here's the TFT screen on the F850 GS. Really fast response. I was asking him a bunch of questions. He didn't know anything about it at all. He said it's the first one he used with TFT, the rep there, but he gave me kind of an overview here. I'm sure this is the F850 with all the options. So you've got the Ride Modes Pro, ABS, it's a TFT screen, probably a technology package. So it's got everything. If you go to order one of these bikes, by the way, the option is called connectivity for the USA or North American market. It's a $450 option, at least on the R1200, for connectivity, and then you're going to get the TFT screen. Now this play out a little bit. I thought it was really fast to respond. It looks like they did customize the tire pressure bike here to the F850 versus the R1200. So they did do a little bit of customizations. And for those of you that are in the BMW world, the ABS and TCS or TSC lights, they flash until you're moving, until you're in motion. So that's not the bike is broken. All the BMWs do that. And if you're new to BMW, it's a scary thing when you first get on, because you think, man, I shouldn't leave the parking lot because ABS didn't work. Yeah, and this is the boot sequence. It's a beautiful boot sequence. You only get to see it once a day, but it is nice. Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, so that was also Progressive being the lead sponsor of the IMS. They had this cool booth called Flo's Chop Shop. They have two barbers from Austin, Texas, who travel with the show. And I sat down to get a beard trimming. My beard looked awful, as you guys can see from the beginning of the video. And I mentioned to the guy, like, I'm in New Hampshire, man. I really can't, I'm not one for style. But I sat down and got a beard cut. The guy was great. Not too talkative, which is great. I even tipped him. He said, no one tips. He's like, everyone thinks it's a free thing. But while it is free, that's the after shot. While it is free, I mean, you should still get a tip. Oh, yeah. So, again, the audio is terrible here, but I never knew this was a thing. There are patches that you can buy for your motorcycle clothing, and I'm not the kind of person that wears like been there, done that shirts, but these were the most, you should pause right now and just look at some of these. These were some of the most, like, just awful. I don't know what kind of person buys these kind of patches, but it's kind of like a white trash version of stuff. I don't know. And this is the Zero booth. I love looking at the Zero bikes. It's funny because, like, how can you afford these really expensive cruisers that are like 20 grand, but you have no class and wear a patch that says, like, fuck you on it? Like, I don't get it, but that's just not my style, I guess. Yes, this is the Indian booth, I think, or is it the Triumph booth? I think this is the Indian booth. The most gaudy cruiser I've ever seen. All flash, just style over substance. I like the green color, but that blue one, if you go back and pause, it's like this huge nasty touchscreen. And by the way, this camo look is gorgeous. Harley and Indian both have touchscreens in their on their bikes now, and yet BMW and Honda in their new LCDs aren't using the touchscreens, because you're not supposed to lick your hands off the handlebars in almost every state. You have to keep your hands firmly planted on both handlebars, and yet, Indian and Harley are making these touchscreens. What are they doing? You got to get up and change your music. There's no controls on the handlebars. Okay, this is the Africa Twin, gold wheels, gorgeous. I think this bike is so sexy. It just looks so good. I mean, I would be afraid to take it off road because look at how just the blue just pops. I think this is an amazing looking bike, and Honda did a wonderful job on it. The pictures do not do it justice. Go to Honda and check one of these guys out because you will not be disappointed. Just magnificent, and thanks a lot DOT for making us put all those huge ass fenders on the back of our bikes. And here you'll see the Goldwing owner demographic in full force. I still want one though. I still really want one. Yeah, I would need what's 22 grand for the GSA, 30 grand for the Goldwing, 10 grand for the Husqvarna 701, and yeah, throw in an S1000 XR as well. But these are beautiful bikes. They really are. I'm probably too young to have one, but one day it will be mine. Gorgeous, 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 gorgeous. And there's a little bit of footage of the 1290 Super Adventure R. And that's it. All right, this is a short clip. I'm playing it 3 times in a row, and I'm sorry. Smallest DOT. This guy was selling $69 helmets that he sells as the smallest allowable helmet that you can still get by in states that require a helmet. I don't get it. All right. Yeah, this is the new Harley touchscreen system. I'm gonna let you hear the audio on this one though, because it's 4 speakers, 2 on the front and 2 behind you.
It's 1 in 9 odds.
I really don't get it. And then we have my favorite bike of the whole show, the Husky 701 Enduro. These are gorgeous bikes. I'd love to own one. Maybe in 10 years when they're $3,000 on Craigslist. I would love to have one of these guys for just ripping out on the weekends. Just amazing. They're amazing. They're beautiful bikes. Obviously part of KTM, very lightweight, and just amazing motorcycles. And that does it. That's it. So we're kind of leaving the show now, and I'll do a little outro here, but that's it. Had a great time. Saw a lot. Made some press contacts, and yeah, fantastic time. Thanks, IMS. Well, that was it for the show. 4 hours or so of talking to people, lots of business cards. I didn't do any interviews. It's just too busy in there. I should have come yesterday during the press day, but that would have been Friday and I was working. But let's go see the city now. That's the end of this vlog. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great weekend. And that was a fun time. Really cheap to buy a ticket if you haven't been before, 20 bucks or so.
Same subway that we got on to.